How's it going, everyone? Javita here with another spec guide video, this time for tanking. So let's get this skill tree reset. And yeah, I have never personally, at least intentionally, tanked in Boundless and never really run a tank spec. However, I did pick Varus's brain, and yeah, he is pretty much the premier tank in Boundless. So we did quite a bit of testing the other day and found some interesting things, but the basic general premise is that we're going to do as much as possible to prolong our lives. So naturally, we're going to want to max out vitality, as well as take the health epic down below for 3 times the HP. This is going to give us a maximum of 1200 HP, which is pretty epic. Also, we're going to pick up maximum zeal, not only for the extra energy, but for that buff modifier. But certainly you could argue that this is not 100% necessary. Also, this attribute bonus is a great value as it gives you a little bit of everything. Varus also generally runs maximum luck to increase drops. Power is also important for maintaining threat, so that's a good one to pick up, as well as agility for maneuverability and being able to dodge things. However, it might be worth noting that you can spend a little bit less in agility, and that way the group will naturally be able to keep up with you a little bit easier. So it does reduce your mobility just a little bit, but shouldn't make a big difference to leave a couple of points out. Plus, it frees those points up to spend somewhere else. Dexterity largely probably isn't necessary, but if you find that you can't quite attack fast enough, you could certainly invest into dexterity. Also, intelligence is very handy for getting the most out of your healing items, and Varus's comment on this was that you could balance your intelligence with the healing item you want to use. So you could splurge and use a really nice healing item and spend very little into intelligence, or you could spend extra points into intelligence and use a lesser healing item and save a little bit of coin/time. So interesting little balance going on there. So we'll go ahead and put 4 points in intelligence just to kind of reserve those points as options later on. Again, we'll probably want to pick up as much sling bow damage as possible to help out with threat generation, as taking defensive skills later on will hurt our damage just a little bit. So again, we take the slingbow epic here for extra slingbow damage. Here we're going to take the threat epic, and this is going to give us double threat on all of our actions. So that's pretty much a no-brainer for a tank. Over here, you might also consider taking one of these slingbow skills. Both Varus and I like the charging epic mainly because it encourages you to sip the durability on your slingbows. However, you could certainly go for rapid fire and probably have a higher damage output. Just keep in mind that it's going to cost you in slingbows. So coming down to endurance, certainly you're going to want quite a bit of this stuff. The knee-jerk reaction is to just pick up everything. However, due to the way resistance works, you could basically max out the resistances only, and as well as take the protection epic under epic 3 down here, and that is going to give you 3 times more resistances. So right here you can see that you're getting 60% extra resistance from this epic. If you come back up here, you're getting 30%, so that is 90% chance to resist all damage. And if you eat just about any type of shielding food, that is going to put you over 100% resistance, essentially making you immune to all damage. I'm not really sure why this is possible. It seems a little bit broken to me, but certainly they could add some kind of mechanic where creatures could pierce through resistances, making higher resistances more necessary. With maximum resistances and a resisting pie, Varus had somewhere in a range of over 200% resistance to both kinetic and impulse, and yeah, he did not take any damage from pretty much anything except for fall damage. So that's something you might consider. Coming over here is picking up a little bit of fall resistance. However, that's only a 20% chance to resist fall damage. Or if you pick up the armor, that would shave off 100 points of damage, but not that great either. Fall damage in general in Boundless is pretty forgiving, so you could just play a little extra careful and particularly use grapples to mitigate your fall damage. I could also see an instance here where you balance your resistances to the food that you use. So if you wanted to use a really low level food, you could pick up maximum resistances, or if you wanted to use a higher quality food, you could spend less points here and still get the same effect. Again, I'm a huge fan of durability drain epic, so you could certainly splurge here to use your durability more sparingly. Also, the jump distance epic is pretty much a no-brainer. And that pretty much covers it for the tank. Certainly if you wanted to take one of these regeneration epics, I would probably recommend the energy regeneration, as that 25 health per second is pretty pathetic, especially for a tank that might be taking damage all the time. However, if you have maximum resistances, then really you don't even have to worry about your health at all, so it'll be mostly energy you're concerned with. As you can see, I only have 2 points left to spend, so I could come up here and either unlearn a little bit extra agility or give up some of my intelligence, and there we go. Now I can pick up that energy regeneration. So if you take the rapid fire epic, then you would probably really want this energy regeneration epic. However, you can regenerate energy while you're holding a charge on a sling bow, so that is where the charging epic becomes a bit more attractive. Okay, well, I think that covers the tanking build pretty good. Some other considerations: you might consider picking up some dexterity if you wanted to be able to attack with sling bows a little bit faster. However, you should be getting plenty of action speed from the sling bow mastery itself. You could spend more or less into intelligence. It really depends on your priorities and what you decide you can and cannot live with down below in these epics. But anyway, this was Javita. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more like this, and if there's anything you didn't like, please let me know down below. Also, if you like my channel and want to get cool perks, check out my Patreon page. Until next time, peace.